Hello everybody, it's Jeana at Art of Skincare. We're coming to you live today a little bit later because I wanted to include Amalia with us. So please welcome Amalia. Hello Amalia.
Thank you.
So
Hi.
last week on Thursday, we all met and we talked about Amalia's skin and kind of my evaluations of her skin and what she's been using and working with skin, and in particular healthy aging in an environment where you have a lot of humidity and a lot of sun exposure. And so I came home from my trip this weekend, and yesterday I spent the day going over Amalia's previous routines and came up with some really good ideas for her. I'm going to be sending her a new protocol for summer. She'll get it in her email. And if any of you would like a copy of this, you can reach out to the Art of Skincare live chat and just ask for skincare for a humid environment, and they'll know what you're talking about. Or you can say Amalia's routine, but you too can get a printout of this protocol that I put together for Amalia. So some of the things that I had in mind in working with Amalia. First of all, of course, that humid environment. She gets a lot of sun exposure because she has a very outdoor life. And then some other things in particular I noticed about her is that she gets some minor breakouts every now and then. She's a little bit prone to hyperpigmentation, and she's starting to get just a couple of little tiny red spots, little telangiectasia. Telangiectasia are when those capillaries kind of come to the surface and you can see them very lightly on the surface. That's caused from sun exposure. And so keeping all of that in mind, the telangiectasia, hyperpigmentation, a little bit of blemishes, I put together a routine that's really going to strengthen her skin. I've got lots of antioxidants in it. I've got some great strengthening ingredients that are going to strengthen the capillaries of her skin and be really healing for her. And I've really chosen things that are pretty light. I'm really boosting her antioxidant protection. At the same time, I'm decreasing or making sure that I choose acids that are very gentle and reducing the amount of retinol that I'm using with her. So we're going to be using a retinaldehyde, and we're going to use it less often during the summer months. But I know she likes exfoliation. Her skin likes exfoliation. So I've got some really good ideas on what we're going to do with that. I've got kind of two different facials that she can do on herself each week. She can either do them both or choose one or the other, and that's going to be really fun. Yay, so let's dive in. First off, let's start with the first thing that we do. So the first thing is cleansing the skin. And I know that Amalia let us know she had some particulars. She didn't particularly like a florally scent. She didn't like anything that's too perfumey. She doesn't mind a floral as long as it's not perfumey, right? Yeah. And she's using the Sunapee C. That's a vitamin C enhanced enzyme powder, and she really loves that. And she likes to use it with her My Skin Buddy. So I wanted to add a few different cleansers in that I knew that she could throw into her mix, because knowing her skin likes different things at different times, and she can pull on these and it'll be great. So what I pulled for her, first off, I grabbed Pure Herb. There, you guys can see that. This is the Caviar Lime Cleansing Foam, and I'm really excited about this for her because it has mandelic acid, which we know her skin loves. Also has papaya enzyme in it. Really cool. And it's neat because it's a foam. You put this foam into your hands, put it on your face. It makes a nice rich foam, so it can even be used with a My Skin Buddy and work great. And scent-wise, it's just a lime scent, which most of my family and clients really like that scent. It's very natural, and so I'm thinking the lime is going to be a good scent for you, and that you'll like it. Okay. Now the other cleanser that I'm throwing into her bunch is from Dr. Estee. This is their Enzyme Deep Clear Powder Wash. So this again is a powder wash. Our powder washes are nice because you're not paying for water. You actually put the powder in your hands, get the other hand wet, rub together. And I chose this one for Amalia because the enzymes are a little stronger in this one than in the Sunapee C. So this will give her a little boost when she wants it. It also makes a much smoother foam, so it's going to work better with her My Skin Buddy because it has such a nice rich foam to it. And she can also mix these up a little bit. She can use her Caviar Lime, so that's going to give her that little bit of mandelic acid, which is going to help break down the bonds between the skin cells. And then she can do a second cleanse with one of the enzyme cleansers, and those are going to digest away the actual dead, dry skin cell. So that's going to be super fun for you to play with. Yay. Let's see what else I have on here. I wanted to see if... Okay, I put in one more cleanser, and I didn't bring it over here to the studio, but I put in one more cleanser for you because on those days when you don't want to use an acid or an enzyme cleanser, or you want something a little gentler, I put in Dr. Este's moisturizing cleanser for you. It's a gel cleanser. It has no acids in it. It removes makeup. It'll remove that prime and protect, the sunscreen. It's an excellent first cleanse for you. And it also has a really wonderful cushiony foam on the skin. So you can also use that with your My Skin Buddy without the skin drying out. So we've got a whole range of fun cleansers for you to choose between to have fun taking care of your skin. Now, Amalia, the next thing I wanted to touch base on, in the morning, I want you to continue to use your brightening pigment lotion. That's just a great preventative for keeping your skin from creating more dark pigment. On top of that, though, I wanted to give you a new vitamin C, but I first want you to use up what you have. So you have Rhonda Allison's Vita Bright Elixir. So I think you have half a bottle of that or so. I want you to use that up because it's fantastic. Don't want to waste it. That Vita Bright Elixir has vitamin C in it. It has other ingredients that help that hormonal response that can contribute to hyperpigmentation. It also has a lot of vitamins in it. It actually smells like vitamins, right? It smells like B vitamins in a bottle. And those vitamins that are in that are really going to help with those little telangiectasias that you have, the little bit of red capillaries going on. They're very strengthening for that. So I want you to go ahead and use that up. Then when you use that up, I would like to switch you over to a vitamin C that has a thinner consistency. The Vita Bright Elixir is a little bit more like a gel. It has a little bit more of a tacky feeling. So I want to, for summer and more humidity going on there, I want to get you on a vitamin C that's actually a little more potent and a little thinner in consistency. So after you put it on and it dries, you'll feel like you have nothing on your skin. Okay. But I want to touch base with you on this so you can give me feedback on this. I know that last year we pulled in some Is Clinical into your routine. Yeah. And I know you like the active serum, but did we use one of the vitamin C serums?
We did. And I liked it.
Great. Did we use Gen XC or did we use
Gen
XC? Gen XC. Okay. So
and then also the eye drops.
And for the eyes. Yeah. And we're going to keep you on that too. So we're going to transition you again back onto that Is Clinical, the Gen XC. The reason why I want to pull that in is because it has that high potent vitamin C. It also has enzymes in it. It's got trehalose in it, which is an extreme enzyme, and those enzymes really help to protect the skin. We call it a bubble wrap for your DNA, so it's really going to repair and prevent photo damage and sun damage to the skin. And that's super important at this time of year. And I love that it has that really nice light texture. So you'll be putting that on first, and then you have Neogenesis Booster at home. So once that's dry, then you're going to put the booster on top of that. So a lot of people have questions about this because they'll say, oh, but you usually say to put booster or recovery on first, and then your other vitamin C's and stuff on top of that. And I switched the order on this because the Gen XC is really light. It's like water. It's just going to go on, and I want it to dry on your skin so it's really active and does its thing on your skin. Then you're going to put booster on top of it and send in those healing stem cell release molecules that are great antioxidants, power. They just do everything. Communicate with your skin to keep it really strong and healthy. Next
and then after that, do I do...
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
After I do the booster, I do the Neogenesis eye serum?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
That's where I was going next. Thank you. You're so good. So yes, then you're going to put on your Neogenesis Eye Serum, and then you're going to pull your Is Clinical Youth Complex for the eyes. And the Is Clinical can go all the way onto the lid, all around the eye area. The Is Clinical one is going to get patted in, and you're going to pat it in on the orbital bone and wherever your smile lines are.
Okay.
Anywhere like that. If you have any, you don't have lines anywhere else, but I would say if you have any lines anywhere else, you just pat them in. I'm patting it in where my lines are, but that's what you're going to do for your eye care. Now, I'm not going to put you on a different moisturizer for daytime. We're going to stick with what you have. You still have quite a bit, and they're excellent for summer. So Amalia has two choices for her moisturizer. She has Lemon Lightning Serum. Both of these are from Sorella. She has Lemon Lightning Serum, and she has Daily Greens. So Lemon Lightning Serum has amazing skin brighteners that are really healthy for your skin. 4 times more potent than hydroquinone without all that bad hydroquinone side effects and everything. So she can choose to use that as her moisturizer, or she can choose Daily Greens. And the neat thing about Daily Greens is it's boosted with vitamin C, but it also has a lot of other multivitamins in it. I mean, it's green for a reason, because it's got all those superfoods in there. And so all of those vitamins, especially the vitamin K in that, are going to really help with preventing and healing those little telangiectasia. I think you only have 2, if even that. You just had 2 little spots where you're starting to see some little pink capillaries. So that's going to really be proactive in taking care of that for you. So, and you can alternate between those however you feel you like. And then for daytime sun protection, we're going to keep you on that Prime and Protect, the tinted Prime and Protect that you love. Yeah,
Wonderful.
really good. So now let's dive into evening. So in the evening, I've talked about cleansers. So you're going to have that Dr. Estee Moisturizing Cleansing Gel. You can use that to remove your Prime and Protect. Then you can choose. You can either use your Sana PC, or you can use your Dr. Estee Enzyme to do your second cleanse with the Enzyme. And then at nighttime, I know you love, so I grabbed them here. I have 2 options for you at nighttime, because I know your skin likes to change things up a little bit. So let me grab what I got here. I didn't bring everything, but so on night 1, we'll have night 1 or night 2. Night 1, you can use your Mandelic 5% toner pads that you love.
I'm glad you're not taking those away.
Yes, I couldn't take those away. I got the hint on that. Don't take those away. So every other night or so using those. And then on top of those, you can either use the Synergy A that you have. That's your Rhonda Allison retinaldehyde serum. You can use that just a couple times a week. I don't want you to use that every night, but just for summer maintenance, once or twice a week will be great. You can put that on top of the Bion, or you can put on the Brighten C mask on top of that. Now on other nights, I have something new and exciting for you, and it's from Pure Herb, same company that makes the cleanser that I put you on. These are ampules, and they last a long time. And show you what they look like. Let me get one out. I think I have one actually. Hold on a minute. I'm going to go grab one out of my purse because I grabbed mine. Well, it's not in my purse, so I'm going to show you through the box what it is. Let's pull it out. It's being stubborn. Here it goes. Okay. So you got these bottles in here. Pull out one, and you're going to pull off the cap on this, and then you're going to stick a little rubber cap, silicone cap on the top, so that whenever you need it, you turn it upside down and you just squeeze that, and you squeeze some drops into your hand. A little bit goes a long way. I love these because they have a lot of the ingredients that your skin likes. It's got the mandelic acid in it. It's got some salicylic acid, a little bit of glycolic acid. It's got azelaic acid in it, and the azelaic is really good for brightening the skin, and a little bit of lactic acid, which is a really good hydrator for the skin. It goes on, it does not sting, it's very gentle, it's so well pH balanced that it really doesn't disrupt the skin tissue at all. And you may even find that when you put these on, you may not even feel like you need a moisturizer on top of them. So you can use these several times a week, every other night. Some people use them every night. I think you're really going to enjoy them. You can put on top of this, you could put just your booster if you wanted to, or you could put your Neogenesis light moisturizer that you have. You could use that at night on top of it. Or you can experiment, because you know I like to experiment with things. You could try and see what it's like to put the vitamin C on top of it too, and just experiment and see what you like doing with that. So that is your nighttime routine, except the eyes. The eyes, again, you're going to use the Neogenesis eye serum, and then, but you're going to do it in a little different order. So you've got the is clinical vitamin C for your eyes, and that's, again, like a water consistency. So put that on first on that orbital bone, the little problem areas where you might get a little dark pigment or you get those smile lines. Put it on there first, allow it to dry, and then put your Neogenesis on top of it.
Okay.
And then you're good to go. Now, so that's your AM and PM. Fun stuff to play with. I also put together some new facial protocol for you. Let me grab some of that. So what you've been doing now is you've been using the Rhonda Ellison brightening enzyme, and you've been using Dermazyme. And that's working really well for you. So we already talked about boosting it a little bit. So that's your like facial, I gave them two names. Let me see what I wrote down on here. Two different, this is your double enzyme peel that we're gonna do first. So on your double enzyme peel, the first thing that you're going to use is, we had talked about using your mandelic pads before the brightening enzyme, but instead I pulled for you the Sea of Change pads. So these have a boosted amount of vitamin C in them. Let me see. They've also got a little bit of salicylic in them, and the azelaic in there. A lot of really good fun stuff. Tons of antioxidants, because we want to be putting antioxidants on our skin even at nighttime if we're spending a lot of time outdoors. So you use one of these pads to really degrease the skin and prep it for your enzymes. Use this, allow the skin to dry, and then you can put on, you have a couple choices, but you can put on your Brighten C mask over the top. Oh no, excuse me. Let me back up, I got ahead of myself. So degrease with this, then put on your Rhonda Ellison skin brightening enzyme. Yes. And leave that on your 10 to 15 minutes, remove it, and then you can do your Dermazyme that you have at home where you're massaging that in. You can either do it immediately after doing these, or you can wait and do it like sometimes you like to do, and wait and do that in the evening, so that you're kind of extending that treatment time, and that'll be fine. Now, so that's option one. The other option is a vitamin C brightening facial, and it's like double vitamin C. So first you're going to use the vitamin C peel pads that I'm got for you. Degrease the skin, allow it to dry, and then I'm sending you a new mask that you haven't tried yet. And this is called Mighty Brighty Vitamin C and Chamomile Mask. So Mighty Brighty has the vitamin C and brighteners in there, but it's in a clay base. And that clay is really wonderful, and it actually has a little bit of texture to it, because I noticed that you said that sometimes I feel like I just need a little bit of a scrub on my skin. So when you put this on, you can massage it in. It's going to give you a little bit of manual exfoliation with that little bit of clay texture in there, and then you let it dry completely, and then you rinse it off. And then from there, you can put on either any moisturizer that you have. You can put on your Neogenesis Light Moisturizer, or you could put on your vitamin C, Vitabright from Face Reality. You can really have some fun mixing and matching with those things. I think it's going to be super
great.
fun.
Sounds
Yeah.
super fun.
So I think the thing that I'm most excited about, and I think I spoke when I said what's in it. I'm really excited about these Caviar Lime exfoliant in there, and I made a mistake. It doesn't have all those other acids in it. That was your Sea of Change pads. I was making a mistake there. But what this has in it is mandelic acid, which your skin loves. So you're still going to be getting mandelic acid in probably about a 5% every night in just a different form. So in this one, though, is boosted with the Camu Camu acerola, pink caviar, so it's just really high in antioxidants. So we're going to be getting you that mandelic, but also really boosting up your antioxidants at night with these little ampules. Super exciting. Now,
So I use those about every other night.
Yes.
I don't use those in the nights that I use the mandelic.
Right. You can skip the night. Yep. Yep. So any questions on any of that?
I guess if I am using the Mitama, if I'm going for like a full facial, would you recommend that after the exfoliation? Or
Yes, you can do your Mitama after you do all of your exfoliation. And I know you wanted to have some new sheet masks to use with that. So I'm recommending these sheet masks from Yves Milan. I love this. She's a new manufacturer, super high integrity. Love these masks. And this is called Vitamin C CoQ10 Brightening Mask. So I think you're really going to enjoy these, and you can use them with your Mitama. So experiment, try doing the facial beforehand. So maybe if you did your vitamin C pads and then you do your Mighty Brighty, rinse that all off. And then so this is like, we could rename this the Triple C facial. So then you'll put on your vitamin C mask and then hook up your electrodes for your Mitama. And that's going to be a really lovely treatment. Now, I've also been thinking about your kids. Amalia has two teenagers and one preteen, and feeling like they're starting to feel like they're getting some little breakouts and things like that. So we wanted to get them started on some skincare, but they're kind of picky. They don't like things that smell. I know most of you guys out there love Clear Choice, but these kids don't like Clear Choice sunscreen. Kind of has an apple banana-y scent, and for them it's just doesn't work for them. So we're really working on finding some things for them that they enjoy using so that they'll want to use it every day. So I did pull a cleanser for them. Amalia and I talked about this. I have pulled the Lychee Willow Bark Deep Clean from Sorella. Now, these guys, they're not acne prone. They just have a little bit of blemishes, need a little bit of clarifying on their skin. So I didn't want to choose anything with too much acid that would be too strong for them, especially because they're not really great about putting on sunscreen. I just wanted a nice cleanser that will provide a little bit of antibacterial support, anti-inflammatory support without over drying their skin. So we chose the Lychee Willow Bark from Sorella. We also wanted to get them on a little bit of a spot treatment, because even kids that don't have acne, if they have one blemish, they think they have acne and it bothers them. So I pulled a spot treatment for them. This is from Skin Script. I love this. See if you guys can read it. Blemish spot treatment. And so they can just put that on that little blemish when they want to. Now, Celine had a very good recommendation for you guys, Amalia, is that they only spot treat it at night because of the little bit of acid in here, and you probably wouldn't want to spot treat with it during the day and then go be outdoors all day. If we knew they were putting sunscreen on all day, every day, then we could probably get away with it. But since, we're not going to get them to do too many new things at once, let's just spot treat with this at night. And even if they just wash their face at night and use this spot treatment, I think that they're going to have a good start in healthy skincare, and that they're going to feel good about it and actually do it. A lot of times as parents, we care more than they do. And so finding that balance and finding something that's simple enough that they actually like doing it, so that it's an easy transition to taking care of their skin.
That makes sense.
So we are putting...
Shailani's really enjoyed the brush on SPF.
Oh, wonderful.
She actually started using that every day before school.
Oh, I love that. So I left the Is Clinical Perfect Tint The lightest tint, I believe that's beige or ivory. I think it's ivory. I think I left ivory for her. She's pretty fair. And before I left on that last day, I took out the stick and I put it on her face. And Amalia and I told her, this is what you need to do every day before you go to school. And she kind of got a funny look on her face, like, but she liked it. Huh? She's doing it.
Yep.
I think that's so great. I love it. Now, Amalia also has the blushed, it used to be called blushed wine gel from Rhonda Allison. Now it's called resveratrol B3, and it's that one that smells like grapes because resveratrol is grapes. And it has a little bit of a pink shimmer. And I had told her that if Amalia likes that, you could put that on her bathroom counter, because I'm not Amalia. Shailani likes that. You could put that on her bathroom counter, and that would be a really nice thing for her to get used to enjoying putting on her face as well. Yeah. We're working on a sunscreen. I say we're working on it because the sunscreen that I used with my teens that they loved was Rhonda Allison's Easing Protection Cream. And unfortunately, with COVID and then all these distribution problems, Rhonda Allison is having trouble making that sunscreen right now. And we've been being told every week that it's coming back in next week. It'll be more, we'll have more in. Right now, all that Rhonda Allison has is expired product, and we don't want to sell expired product. So we're not buying it, we're waiting off, but that's what I really want to get them to try as soon as it gets here. I'm going to send them off a small bottle, have them try it, see how they like it. And in the meantime, we're putting together some little samples to send off to you that you can just have the kids try and see what they like. One idea was Sorella's Tropical Matte. It's called Tropical Matte for a reason, because it really works well in a humid environment, and it has some antioxidants in it as well. So we're making a sample of that to send to them. Because we're always trying to find that one sunscreen that someone loves. That's why we carry such a variety. It's such an important thing to use every day that we want you to love putting it on. And my daughters in high school loved Easing Protection Cream. I didn't even tell them that it was sunscreen. They just used it as their moisturizer. They used it on their face and their bodies every day. And that's what we want to find for your kids too, something that they just enjoy putting on. So we're going to keep working. That'd be great. Yay. Yay. So we're going to go into questions, but before we do, I wanted Amalia to share some of the things she's working on this week, and some of her beautiful pieces of jewelry. And one thing I wanted to know, if you go to her website, you'll see that she has different categories of the necklaces that she works on. And so I wanted to get a little more understanding of how you name those, the different names. Like, I know what I'm wearing on my wrist, we call those malas, and they have 108 beads. Can you tell us the history on that and why you call it that and developed it like that?
Well, I call it mala because it has 108 beads, and 108 is, traditionally malas in Eastern religions, they're 108 is an auspicious number, and it's used for meditation, and then malas always have 108 beads.
Okay.
So I love these because they're kind of like a variation on traditional malas. I have many people tell me that they do use them for meditation and for prayer.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's, like having that intention of something that maybe you put your intentions for your spiritual growth or for where you're at the time, anything you want to symbolically imbue on you, and having it on is a constant reminder. I love
that. I can get caught up in stress or life, the world, and I can forget that I have that spiritual support always with me and that I'm always connected to spirit. And so I love having these on my wrist because it's, I don't know, kind of like being cuffed to my spirit. It's just that reminder that, hey, spirit is there and is protecting you and with you and loving you and guiding you all the time. So that's really cool. So then you also have a similar thing to these, and it's called a lei.
So a lei in Hawaiian is a necklace, and it's traditionally the flower lei.
Okay.
And so all the necklaces, it just made sense to call them leis because, especially the long strands.
Okay.
And they're often given as a symbol of friendship and aloha and love. And so I just feel like, again, it's I mean, all the jewelry for me has meaning. And actually, you asked me last week what I love about the jewelry, and so I answered about my love affair with the stones.
Yeah.
But then another huge part of it that's just as important for me is the meaning that people tell me that the jewelry have for them. I get all the time people tell me how important it is to them, how their personal relationship with the jewelry, with the gemstones, and I love meeting incredible people and then getting to adorn people that inspire me and that I love. So the leis, I have my most popular leis are these rainbow leis, which I just feel like were born of Hawaii. I don't know if you can see them so well, but
yes.
So it's, again, all 100% natural colors of gemstones. And we have sapphires and rubies and emeralds and amethysts and carnelians. And I play a lot with numbers too. So there's 108. This would be called my mother stone, the other colors besides the rainbows.
Okay.
Each sequence of these has 18 beads, which is that's the auspicious sacred number in Judaism, which represents life.
Okay.
And then there's 6 of those sequences. So again, there's 108 beads of those.
Wow.
So it's fun to play around with symbology.
Yeah.
So those are the leis in general are the long strands. Okay. And I have the rainbow leis and I have other styles like these would also be leis. This is a ruby lei with the drop styles.
Oh yeah. I love those rubies. They're beautiful.
I know the rubies are amazing.
Yeah. And then what I have on, this is an ali'i. Ali'i. And what is the significance of an ali'i?
So the ali'i were the royal, chiefly ruling class of Hawaii.
Okay.
And every woman that would put these on would say, "I feel like a princess. I feel like a queen."
I do. Yeah.
I feel like they're so regal and beautiful. So they're all different styles. My signature with my jewelry in general is this strong nylon thread that looks like silk, and I knot it in between. So these actually have, I don't know if you can see, there's 3 knots in between each bead. So in between each gold and gemstone bead, there's 3 knots. So they're definitely a labor of love.
Uh-huh.
And
if you break one, the beads don't fall off. You can be repaired and you're not going to lose. You'll lose 1 bead maybe. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Really neat. Do you have anything else to show us that you're working on today?
Well, I'll show you. These are kind of my signature. This is what I became known for initially in the community, are my simple rainbow drops, which are my most affordable.
Oh, I love
and
that.
And all the rainbow colors.
And then I kind of have this on the bottom of that one. Is that a moonstone?
So this is a moonstone.
Okay. Put your hand behind it so we can see it glowing. Oh, yeah. I know it's hard to see. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Hard to get the glow on the moonstone.
I know. These video doesn't do them justice, but they're beautiful.
And then I have, these are my mana. Mana is like I call these the mana because they're like power pieces.
Ooh.
With rainbows, this is another moonstone one, moonstone ocean.
Yeah.
These are gorgeous. Also nice layered with the simpler ones. And then these are all sapphires. So these are pastel sapphires. Let me see if I can.
I love those pastel sapphires. And it's not just women that love those, right? I mean,
so Jason.
Jason Momoa's favorite necklace. How many does he wear at a time?
Well, he got a bunch.
Okay.
I think he wears 2. He has 2 different lengths, and then he has 1 around each wrist.
Okay, that's how he does it.
Yeah. And he wears them also.
You can't even tell from. I wish that people could see how amazing they are.
I know. I wish the colors popped out more, but Jason also loves these pink pearls. Pink pearls.
Yes,
he wears them together.
Wearing those in his new movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So beautiful.
Yeah, there's many more styles, but this is a good taste of my main ones.
Yay, I love that. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your love and your passion with us. Now let's dive into the questions. So see what questions people have for us today. And Ben, you tell me if I accidentally skip anyone. Let's see. Sarah says, welcome back. A device question. Is EMS or electrical muscle stimulation still a thing? And can the features in the MBK curve and wave target what EMS would? So electrical muscle stimulation is still a thing. I have mixed feelings about it. So I think the tool that you're referring to, Sarah, is the TMP, the Time Master Pro. There's two versions of a Time Master Pro. There's the one that we've been selling forever, and that it has ultrasound and it has that EMS. And now they've come out with another device that does not have any EMS for people who don't want the EMS. So when you have that EMS, that's what you're really feeling, that kind of zinging, sucking feeling, or where it makes your lips twitch or your eyes twitch when you go by it. And too much EMS is really contraindicated. It's not great for your skin. It's too much stimulation. And so that's why I train my clients with their TMP to use it on the lowest setting. You don't want your muscles jumping around and doing that. So what they're finding, and why Time Master Pro has come out with one without the EMS, is we're finding that you don't really need that EMS to get that plumping and everything that you're wanting to get. So when you ask about the curve or the wave, none of those devices do EMS muscle stimulation. And it's debatable whether you need them to or not. So with the wave, you're going to get, the wave is like I think Amalia would love it. It's the My Skin Buddy grown up. So you're getting more ultrasound with it and other things going on. I feel like for me, I kind of veered more towards my wave than I do my TMP. I'm using my wave to penetrate product in, and I'm still getting that great ultrasound. Now, if you want the most firming that you can get and most plumping, then you're going to pull the curve, because the curve has also got that radio frequency in it, and it's got an even higher amount of ultrasound, and so it's that device that's going to be much more firming to the skin. So I hope that helps answer your question. Sarah then says, is it possible to harm vision if the Neogenesis eye serum or Emapel eye cream seep into the eyes? I layer both at night, just started over the weekend. No, they're not going to hurt your eyes or hurt your vision. The Neogenesis eye serum, I think I get that in my eyes all the time. That's not going to be a problem. The Emapel eye cream probably wouldn't feel good to get in your eye. It's not going to hurt your vision or anything like that, but it's not going to feel good. So the Neogenesis eye gel can go all the way around the eyes. What I do with the Emapel eye product is I'm keeping it more on the orbital bones. And so we don't layer that for Amalia yet, because Amalia's not hitting menopause yet. But for those who are 45, 48 and over, we're using that Emapel over our Neogenesis eye serum, because it's going to help with that estrogen loss that really affects the skin and causes a lot of premature aging. Joseph says, love Mighty Brighty and the Caviar Lime ampule. Oh, I was wondering about that. I was hoping you'd be on here, Joseph, so you could share how you liked those ampules, because I know that you got those. He says at night, and yes, it goes a long way. Yes, they go a long way. I think this is a year's supply in this box. They could probably just sell one or two at a time, but they last a long time and they don't go bad. They're sealed in the bottles, so it's a good investment. Some people like to use those ampules during the day. You could spot treat with those during the day, for those of you that maybe have some dark pigmentation, and then use it all over at nighttime. They can be used that way too. Joseph says, would you talk about device usage again? Has anything changed with her devices since the last video? So no, we're not going to change anything with Amalia's devices. She's still going to use her My Skin Buddy to do her cleansing once or twice a day, as much as she wants. She's got that TMP that she can play with. She's going to be using O2 calming gel from Lemieux with it, and Isocell recovery solution. She can put on any of her morning time serums, and then mist. She could just put on her vitamin C serum, then put on her Neogenesis booster. She could then spritz her skin with Isocell, and she can use the TMP on the lowest setting for a minute or so until the skin is dry. and that'll be great. And she's still going to use her microcurrent device once a week. Yeah. All right. And then we have Ada. She says, hi from Houston. I'm acne prone, oily skin, always struggle with congestion on my chin and part of my cheeks, tiny blackheads and small bumps due to the humid weather. Any recommendations? Yeah, I think Amalia would tell you to get these Bion. These Bion pads would be wonderful for you. Also the Caviar Lime ampules would be great for you. But if you just want one thing to start with, I would start with the Caviar Lime. Excuse me. I'm still, my brain from coming from Hawaii, that time change, my brain is foggy. So Mandelic 5% toner pads from Bion. That's where I would start for your skin. It's really going to help decongest your skin. Make sure that you're just using acne safe products on your skin. You might also really like this Caviar Lime cleansing foam. It's got that mandelic acid in it. That's also going to really help. Also, my clients who get blackheads love the Dr. Estee Enzyme powder wash, deep clear powder wash. This is amazing for blackheads because those enzymes just go right down into the pores and digest away that cellular debris that's in there. So there's a few things for you. Okay, and then Sharon says, ditto on Ada's question, also being from Houston. Okay, so we got that covered. Sarah says, what a great idea to have Q&As with clients. Maybe this can be done quarterly to learn from. I think that's interesting, Sarah, that you said that because I'm also enjoying doing this and I've been thinking about it for a while, interviewing different people and going over their routine. And I think we will do some more of this. I think it can be really interesting if I bring in an acne client or especially certain types of acne. If I have somebody who has maturation or rest, to really show you guys what that looks like and how we tackle it with her skin. I think it would be really valuable. So yes, thanks for that input. I think we will do that. Jenny, I can't believe I missed this. Did not know you were back to Tuesday. Oh, Jenny, you didn't miss too much and it's always recorded. So you can come back and watch it after Ben puts it up on YouTube. Joseph says, your new website is up. Is it? Oh my gosh, they put it up while we were talking. Oh, that is so exciting.
Congratulations.
So we've been trying to get this new website up for 2 months. Today, there were still some things that weren't 100%, but we just said we cannot wait any longer. We're just going for it. So there might be a little hiccups here and there, but yay. So excited to have that up. I'm going to go play with it. Okay, Sarah says, Jeana, is necklace you're wearing from your trip? Yes, Amalia made this necklace for me. It's an Alii, and it's kyanite, and it's absolutely beautiful. I wear it every day. She says I only have to take it off if I'm going in a chlorinated pool. So I don't take it off. I just wear it all the time. I feel like it's so grounding for me, and it really, I know, I just have thoughts about it. I feel like kyanite is good for positive thinking, reducing negativity, and just makes me feel beautiful too and strong.
You're so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And it just brings out your eyes.
Yeah, you know, I looked at all her Ali'is, and there were 2 trays full of them, and they're just beautiful the way she has them laid out. And just immediately when I saw this one, I went, oh, this one's for me. I pulled it up and put it on. It was just yeah, this is my special piece. So thank you for the compliment. Melissa says, I've been feeling very sticky in the AM after applying Neogenesis Booster and Skin Serum, Dr. Estee Vitamin C, Dr. Estee Mild SPF. Should I switch to Vitamin C or the order for the summer? Okay, so what's happening for you, Melissa, is that you're using a lot of serums that have more glycerin and more of a gel feel to them. So you're layering on all these gel type serums, and you can do that if you're in a very dry environment and the skin will suck them up. If you're in a more humid environment, it could be too many. What you could start doing is maybe switch out your vitamin C for summer, like I did with Amalia. Get onto a vitamin C that has more of a water consistency rather than that gel consistency. The other thing that you can do is after you've put these on, if you have a My Skin Buddy or you have a Wave, you could wet your skin with isocell recovery solution and use the Wave or My Skin Buddy to press those into the skin. Also using isocell recovery solution just as another top layer and massaging it in helps to alleviate that sticky feeling and helps with the absorption. Also, people find that if they apply to damp skin, that can also help those serums to go in better and not leave that sticky residue on the surface. But most likely, I'm thinking if you're in a humid environment, you're probably, I'm looking again at what you're using. So the Neogenesis Booster is already, it's plumping, it's got some humectants in there. Skin Serum is really, that's their most hydrating, so it's got a lot of that in there. And then you're putting Dr. Estes on top of their vitamin C, and that's a heavy gel. So probably in that mix, what I would do is switch out your vitamin C. So then you can keep using your Neogenesis, but maybe first put the Gen X C underneath and let it dry, and then put some of those, your more gel type things on there. You've just got maybe a few too many layers on there. And she says she heart love Amalia's jewelry. Valentina says, what causes broken capillaries on the face and how can you avoid them? So some things that cause broken capillaries, one is squeezing and pinching. That will break the capillaries on the skin. The other one, rosacea, can have a lot of that happening with their skin. People who have a weakened skin barrier, we can see that happening. And then the sun. Sun damage, one of the ways that sun damage reveals itself is with little broken spider veins, capillaries on the surface of the skin. So using, at the right times of the year, using your retinols, that's going to strengthen those. Retinaldehyde will strengthen those. And then our multivitamin serums and creams, things that have all those multivitamins in there are going to help. Watercress. We have, what was it with the watercress? Oh, it's the Mighty Brighty C. Actually has watercress in it, and that watercress actually helps to strengthen those capillaries as well. So that's what I would say on that. Give you some idea of things that you can do. Of course, okay, let's go internal now, and Amalia can help us with this. Internally strengthening the capillaries, so important is your vitamin C and your bioflavonoids. So fruits and vegetables that are really high in vitamin C are going to be really essential for you if you're seeing that kind of a breakdown with your capillaries in the skin. Do you have a favorite form of vitamin C, Amalia?
I do liposomal vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the fruit and parsley and fresh goodies.
Yeah, I've noticed that you cook with parsley in almost every meal.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a superfood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Okay, let's go on to Sarah. Says, I still hear of T-zone, but never quite relate to what that means. How can I know for sure if my skin is oily or dry? I'm over 50. So does that mean my skin is dry? Well, if you're over 50, you're probably drier than you were when you were younger. That's the natural progression as we lose estrogen for the skin. Those estrogen receptors in the skin, when they're not getting the estrogen they need, you start to get dry. Generally, though, the way you know if you have oily or dry skin is how visible are your pores. If you have very little to no pore visibility on your nose in particular, you're probably on the drier side. The further over you can see those pores, the oilier generally your skin is. So Amalia raises her hands, but even Amalia's, her pores are only visible to about right here. So she does have a little bit more of a T-zone thing going on. Even myself, I have very large pores on my nose. My pores, though, don't. She's like, no, I do.
No, you don't. I looked at you close up. I didn't see any.
We look this close in the mirror.
That's the most
But if
incredible
you see
skin.
your pores going all the way further across your cheeks, the oilier your skin is. Now, there are some exceptions to that. I have seen some clients who are really, really fair-skinned, have really dry skin, and you can see every pore, and it almost looks like they have blackheads, even though they don't. Nothing comes out of there. It's just that their skin is so fair that you can see what little oil is in there. So there are some exceptions to that, but that for the most part. Now, the other way you can tell is if you wash your face in the morning, you don't put anything else on it, how does it feel by noon? Are you so tight and dry that it feels awful, or are you oily by noon? Those are some things that can help you to know whether or not your skin is more oily or more dry. Okay, Sarah says, I should say I'm Southern California, nowhere near a desert area. But Southern California, you're probably going to be in a drier, I mean, it can vary, but probably Southern California, you're probably in a drier climate. I'm going to look back up here and see what question you were asking up there.
It was after the T-zone.
Was that the T-zone question? That was the same person? Thank you, Ben. So Sarah asked how to know. She's our one who's over 50, wanting to know if her skin is oily or dry. So you're probably in a drier environment, and so that's going to probably mean that your skin is a little bit drier due to the environment that you're around. So environment affects that, but it doesn't create your own. Like, the environment's not going to create whether you have pores that are visible on your nose and your cheeks. That's going to be a natural part of your genetics and who you are, but the environment comes into play with all of that, and more so as we get older. So I hope this was helpful for you, Sarah. You can always reach out to us at our live chat if you need help determining which serums are best for you, and we can help you with that. Sarah says, I see your MBK curve offer today. What is a good serum to tackle glycation, elasticity, and hyperpigmentation? Okay, so Rhonda Allison's Ageless is really good for all of those things, in particular glycation, elasticity, hyperpigmentation. That's when you want to bring in, more of these things that I've used on Amalia, which is the vitamin C, serums, azelaic acid, and those kind of things. Lemon lightning serum would be good for you. But for your glycation, probably you're going to want to, well, I'd have to see a picture of your skin to know for sure, but I might, because you're 50, to address that glycation, I'm probably going to put you on Emapel. I would probably start you on that for a good 6 months, and so you'd be using the Emapel serum during the day and then the Emapel night cream at nighttime. And then depending on what kind of elastosis or glycation we're seeing after that, then I might make changes after that. But I think we'd first see the most changes on the Emapel system. And in addition to that, I would address internally. So when you're starting to see glycation and things, that means really watch your sugar intake. Cut out the alcohol, no sugary sweets, even avoid too many fruits that are really high in sugar. Amalia has no elastosis or glycation, and part of that is that she has such a amazing clean diet. She eats a lot of greens, purple sweet potatoes, some fruit, but not a whole lot of fruit. She has this wonderful squash in her garden called a chayote, and that is super loaded. It's one of the highest amounts of antioxidants. She eats a lot of mustard greens, which are really high in antioxidants. Also important for you when you're seeing glycation, things happening with your skin, or even acne with your skin, is your gut health. So for me, I don't make it myself. I should. I think Amalia has made it herself. We talked about this. Is a coconut milk yogurt. I have 2 tablespoons every morning of a coconut yogurt that has no sugar in it and no fillers in it at all. Just a lot of good probiotics in there. And then into that I mix a heaping tablespoon of flax seeds that are freshly ground. and then I throw on 3 or 4 raspberries and mix that up in the morning, because your gut health is super important. If you got a lot of toxins going on in your gut, you're going to see more premature aging, you're going to see breakouts, you're going to see tension lines around the face, you're going to have more inflammation throughout your whole body, and that increases aging everywhere. So for glycation, it's really important to take a look at what's going on internally with your body. I keep referring to Amalia with nutrition, because Amalia, don't you have a nutrition background in holistic health?
I studied herbal medicine, and nutrition was a big focus there. And then it's just my passion.
Yeah.
So all the podcasts I listen to are nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's really great. Yeah, and I enjoyed that when I was visiting with Amalia, talking about nutrition and different foods, and she gave me a lot of good ideas. I went home and I immediately bought myself a bunch of purple sweet potatoes. My husband hates sweet potatoes, but he likes the purple ones, so go figure. So I've got
our family too.
Perfect. Now, Amalia also makes these wonderful sauces with macadamia nuts, because she has, 3 macadamia nut trees in her yard.
We do.
And so I wanted to make this macadamia nut cream sauce to go on my sweet potatoes. So I went to the co-op here in Sacramento, and macadamia nuts are a little expensive here. $28 for a pound.
It's expensive here too.
I needed half a cup, but still, that was pretty expensive. So I'm going with cashews here in California for my cream sauce. But
they make it good.
Yeah, the macadamia cream sauces that she made were.
And it's also good. It's not as yummy, but it's super healthy, is to use hemp seeds. It also makes creamy.
Okay.
You should try it.
Okay, I'll do that. Maybe I can get a recipe from you, and then I'll share it with everybody.
Definitely.
Okay, share your favorite hemp seed sauce with me. That'll be great. All right, let's keep going here. We've got one more question, I think. We've got Valentina saying, Sarah did mention the glycation and stuff, but she also mentioned the MBK curve special. So I do want to point that out, that this week we do have a special going on the MBK curve, and you get a free travel size of the isocell recovery solution, and you get a free travel size of the O2 gel to use with that. And it's a really great special. Love that. And have we put out the video yet, Ben? On the MBK? No. Okay, so keep your eyes out. You guys are going to get to see my belly. I'm self-conscious. I try to be that 59-year-old woman who's just really comfortable with her body and aging, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So I have a little bit of lumpiness around my belly. I think it's it's a normal 59-year-old person's belly. Amalia's making a face. So we all work with that, though. We work on finding that balance right around really loving ourselves, and yet also striving to be better and healthier. And so I made a video for you guys using those 2 products and the curve while I was in Hawaii, and Ben will be sharing that with you guys later in the week. So it's coming. It's really nice because it's going to show you exactly the settings and how to do it for the belly and the body. We've done that for the face, but we haven't done as much with the body, so that'll be really fun. So we've got Valentina says, I love the papayas from Hawaii. They have lots of vitamin C, and she says your lovely necklace matches your eyes. It does. I love that. Maybe that's why I was drawn to it. Green is my favorite color too. Okay, let me see if there's any more. I'm on Ben's MacBook, and I'm not really good at controls on Mac, but I don't think I see any more questions. We did it. Ben says we did it. Amalia, thank you so much for joining us today. It's such a pleasure to work with you and know you. You're a wonderful person.
Likewise, Jeana. I'm honored to be here, honored to know you and be your friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Blessings, and see you again soon. Goodbye, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Bye.
Bye.